today, and we're going to talk about sciatic hip pain. Hopefully I spell it right, Sciatic, hip pain. I'm going to use tuning forks to focus on it. We've, in some of the recent live shows, we've worked on someone who's had flesh-eating bacteria in her back. Had been struggling with that pain for 2 years, and she got a lot of relief. And as a result, it reduced her nausea symptoms. So maybe she'll show up in the chat today. And what else can I say? Let me check, make sure my microphone is right. Unfortunately, it's not. Let me switch this out. And I've got to reload the screen, so I'll be right back. All right, so there we are. And switching to the other microphone. Better. That's what we want. Keep getting better, right? So with sciatic hip pain, I just asked AI about this question. Let's see. Let me rearrange the screen a little bit. And I said here, while energy healing is not scientifically proven method for treating vitamin B6 toxicity, if an energy healer were to focus on a particular area of the body to address the issue, they might concentrate on the peripheral nervous system, especially in the extremities. This is because vitamin B6 toxicity primarily affects the nerves, causing symptoms such as peripheral neuropathy. Specifically, an energy healer might focus on hands and feet. These areas are often the first to experience numbness, tingling, and burning sensations associated with the vitamin B6 toxicity. Limbs. The syndrome typically manifests as the peripheral sensory neuropathy affecting the limbs on both sides. Nervous system pathways. The healer might trace the path of major nerves from the spine to the extremities. Okay, that's a good plan. However, it's crucial to note the primary and scientifically supported treatment for vitamin B6 toxicity is to discontinue vitamin B6 supplements and to allow the body to naturally eliminate the excess vitamin. This process can take several months, and during this time, managing symptoms can be challenging. If you suspect vitamin B6 toxicity, it's essential to consult a healthcare professional for proper diagnosis and treatment. They may recommend stopping all vitamin B6 supplements and B6 fortified products, maintaining proper hydration, following a diet with only the recommended daily allowance of vitamin B6, engaging in appropriate exercise as recommended by a healthcare provider. Remember, while alternative therapies may provide comfort to some individuals, they should not replace evidence-based medical treatment for vitamin B6 toxicity. Here's some other questions. What are the early signs? How can one safely increase vitamin B6 levels in the body? Are there specific foods that can help balance vitamin B6 levels? Does B6 affect nerve function in the limbs? What are the long-term effects of vitamin B6 toxicity? Let's see about balancing B6. Foods that provide moderate amounts of the vitamin. No, see, this isn't the thing. We want to have lower, we want something that absorbs it and gets it out. I think B6 is let's ask, is vitamin B6 a water-soluble toxin? Pyridoxine is a water-soluble vitamin, meaning it dissolves in water and excess amounts are typically excreted through urine, reducing the likelihood of accumulation in the body under normal conditions. However, when consumed in megadoses, example, greater than 500 milligrams a day, it can act as a toxin, causing adverse effects such as peripheral neuropathy and sensory neuron damage. Why vitamin B6 can be toxic? Excess pyridoxine can disrupt normal nerve function by impairing sensory neurons, potentially through mechanisms like altered GABA signaling or interference with pyridoxal kinase activity. Symptoms of toxicity. High doses can lead to numbness, tingling, burning sensations, sensory loss, and poor coordination. These symptoms are often associated with peripheral neuropathy. Here they say the damage caused by prolonged high doses of vitamin B6 may be slow to resolve and sometimes irreversible. And there's references to the Merrick manual on that, and also to the National Institute of Health. In summary, why don't I do this? I'll save this to a bookmark and I'll share this, and the link is copied, and I'll put that in our chat room. Don't you know? So what I would do is vortex water, and that would be put your nice clean drinking water without any minerals in it, put it in the blender and spin it up for a while, maybe a minute or two, and then drink that sucker. And do this, maybe daily. And there's one question though that we have to ask, and let's do that while we're in here. It's a nagging question on my mind. So I'm thinking that running water in a blender might help restructure the water, making it more permeable. For washing out the B6 from the nerves. I am wondering if the what is it called? Nitrogen in the air might cause nitrogen I wouldn't want nitrogen Is it safe to vortex water in a blender this way? And we'll put this into deep research mode. Let that AI chew on that. We'll let that AI chew on all that. Oh, let's see. Here was the link to this perplexity page that I was reading about. So you're watching Joe Baker's Remedy Report, a show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, increased awareness, and tuning forks. We're going to work on sciatica today, and what I'll do is we'll work on the nerves from the spine out to the extremities. So we'll just work on the whole nervous system, and you're in for a treat. We'll see what happens with this. There's no guarantees on this type of thing. In fact, I ask you to forgive me for any adverse reactions that might occur. Sometimes sound healing can stimulate the liver to dump bile, and some people's bile from their liver is highly toxic, and that can cause you to be sick. And you're not sick from the sound healing, you're sick from your liver. And but most people don't know how to manage their toxic bile. And you could literally spend hundreds of hours studying this topic, as I have. Probably over 1,000 hours. All right. So we're getting close to having an answer. It's reviewing 38 sources. It's really going through a lot of steps here. The science of vortex water, safety and potential effects on vitamin B6 clearance. Blending water to create a vortex does not change its physical properties temporarily, but not in ways that would significantly impact vitamin B6 clearance from nerve tissues. While your concern about nitrogen bubbles is thoughtful, the scientific evidence suggests minimal risk from this practice, though its therapeutic value for B6 toxicity is unsupported. Understanding bubble formation in vortexed water. When water is blended vigorously, it creates a vortex that entrains air from the surrounding environment. This process does generate microscopic bubbles, including nitrogen, which make up approximately 78% of atmospheric air. High-speed stirring or blending can produce what researchers call nanobubbles, tiny gas bubbles less than 200 nanometers in diameter that remain suspended in water much longer than larger bubbles. Nitrogen nanobubbles and safety considerations. The scientific literature indicates that consuming water containing nanobubbles, including nitrogen, appears to be generally safe. Studies conducted on fish and mice showed no obvious abnormalities or harmful effects when these animals consumed water containing air nanobubbles. These bubbles are too small to cause the type of gas embolism that would be of concern in medical contexts. That's what I was worried about. Nanobubbles have unique properties that distinguish them from larger bubbles. They can remain suspended in water for extended periods, weeks to months. They don't rapidly rise to the surface due to their extremely small size. They eventually collapse naturally, releasing their gas content gradually. Will vortexed water help clear vitamin B6 from nerves? The premise that vortex water might help wash out B6 from nerve tissues lacks scientific support. Vitamin B6 toxicity typically occurs when excessive supplementation leads to accumulation in the body, causing peripheral neuropathy. The established treatment approach involves discontinuing vitamin B6 supplements, allowing the body's natural elimination processes to work, maintaining normal hydration with regular water, seeking medical guidance for symptom management. Water, regardless of how it's processed, does not possess special properties that would accelerate the removal of vitamin B6 from nerve tissues. The body's kidneys and liver handle the elimination of excess vitamins through established metabolic pathways. Practical considerations for blending water. If you choose to in a blender, know that it will temporarily increase dissolved oxygen levels in the water. It may generate nanobubbles that remain in suspension. Any nitrogen bubbles formed are generally too small to pose health risks when consumed. The vortexing process does not fundamentally restructure water in ways that would enhance vitamin elimination. Well, we'll see about that. Conclusion: based on current scientific understanding, vortexing water in a blender is unlikely to cause harm from nitrogen bubbles. However, this practice also has no benefit for addressing vitamin B6 toxicity. The most effective approach for B6 toxicity remains discontinuing supplementation and consulting with healthcare professionals for appropriate medical management. Blah, blah, blah. So, what happens when you vortex water? The water loses its memory. That is the crystallization structures of the water. Water molecules tend to stick together, and you get this, globs, kind of like our blood likes to stick together, and you get blood cells that glob together, and then they have difficulty reaching out to the extremities. So that's another thing we got to work on is getting your blood so that it can get out to the extremities and clean up the toxicity in your nerves. So we've got a couple ways to do that, but the first thing we want to work on, I guess, right now is we'll do the tuning fork thing on the nervous system. I think that's best. Let me put this thing on Do Not Disturb, maybe for a couple hours. Are we ready? Anybody coming along for a ride on this? Let's see. Let's use this one. It's a really good one. A strong one here. All right. So let's divide up the distance of each nerve in the body. And we'll think about the distance, shall we, from the exit point of the spine out to the body, and then we're going to say that that's maybe, what is it? I know we'll do this in a percentage wise, right? 100% would be all the way out to the nerve ending, and 0% would be right up against the spine. Okay, so we got that. So my 100%, I'm going to do it by 10 circles of my hand, and each time I do the circle, I'll do the faces on the numbers you see on the face of a clock. Like we'll start out at the fingertips, at 100%, and so doing the first 10% of the outer layer will be the face of a clock from 12 back all the way back up to 12 again. So if you're listening and you feel something, make a note in the chat. I felt this at, circle number 10 at the position, 5 o'clock position. You'll hear me say these numbers as I work them. It's very important. Here we go. And I've never done it this way before. It'll be interesting. I'd like to know your impacts. If you feel an adverse reaction from this, I may need to use this on the fork. Just let me know if you do. Well, let's test it out right away. That's without, and here's with the black stone on there. So you can feel it's much easier for those of you who feel adverse reactions. Putting this stone right on the base of the tuning fork like this makes it so much easier to deal with. But for everybody else, we can get through healing much faster if we don't have to use that. So here we go at number 10. That's the fingertips. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 9. And I felt stuff all the way through that. So somebody must be getting some benefit from that, either now live or in the replays when it's watched again. 9. So this would be at 90% of the way out to the end of the nerves. 9. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8. All right, we're on 8. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. 7, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. 7, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. 60% of the way there. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5. 5, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4. 4, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. 3, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that is 2. So we're at 1. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 3. So we started out working on sciatic hip pain, and I thought about it. How do we address this? The nervous system. And I thought, well, let's just do the whole thing. And so we're kind of working on the central nervous system, everywhere from the spine outward. And so yeah. While we're at it, let's work on the spine here, from the top of the spine. Down to the tailbone. Interested to know if you can feel this in your spine at all. The tailbone. And the hips. I guess there's kind of think about the hip sockets. We're looking for places where there's maybe some nerves. You're going to work on both sides at the same time. Great. So we got that. Now let's approach it from another direction. Let's work on the hips from a 5 foot out or 6 feet out in the biofield. Maybe we should go through the nervous system and collect all that energy and bring it back. Here we go. 10. I'm going to go 10, 5, 0, and then take some deep breaths with me as we get to 0. Try collect. 10, 5, 0. This is for the spine. Release and breathe. Take some deep breaths. It's still vibrating. There you go. All right, now we'll work on the hips from the side. 6 feet out. Five feet. Wow. 5.5 feet. Five feet. 5. 5 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. 3.5 feet. Continuing. 3 feet. 2.5. 2 feet. 1 foot. Excuse me for yawning. Working on the hips, bringing it all the way right up to the skin. Okay. And then let's cleanse that. Click, drag, collect. 6 feet. 3 feet. 0. And release. Breathe deeply. In and out. One other thing that would be great to know is to take baths with magnesium chloride flakes. It's a great way to get magnesium into your body. Do not use Epsom salt. The sulfur content is like a drug action, and you'll feel relaxed from the first couple times you use it. But the more and more you use Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate, you will get less and less of the effect over time, and you'll be blocking up important detoxification channels in your body with sulfur, the sulfate in magnesium, or sulfate, aka Epsom salts. So you want to use magnesium chloride flakes. Best place to get them is like a reef supply type of company, where they sell stuff for coral reefs, the magnesium that you can get there. But they have little tiny bags, for not too bad of a price at Walmart. But again, you want or let's say this, you want no scents, no smell, no lavender, none of this kind of stuff to make it smell nice or anything. You just want basic, plain, doesn't smell like anything, magnesium chloride flakes. And the reason is for, calcium deposits that might be on your nerves. And this will help dissolve them off. So, if they say you've got bone on bone for your knees and all this stuff, it's hogwash. Your the padding in your knees basically has crystallized and turned into bone from calcium deposits. And the calcium can be reversed. The calcification can be reversed by taking baths in magnesium chloride. So do that. My back was kind of stiffed up. I wasn't able to pop it in certain ways on the left side, and I began a regimen of taking these baths, and it really helped. Evelyn writes, pain-free, just in time for me to start working. Thank you. Again, we'll watch the replay later tonight. Could you please do a tone for the right knee inner muscles? Okay. I'll do both knees. All right. So start below. Come up through the knee on the inner side. And then let's work on the knee from 6 feet away. 5, 4, 4. Continuing. collect all that. Collect 6 feet, 3 feet, 0, and take some deep breaths. Working on the knee right now. There you go. Great. Let's see, what else can we do here? There's a 256. Let's do this in the brain a little bit. Let's do the black tourmaline and the 174. And let's just let's work on the liver a little bit if you're up for it. If you get if you end up with nausea or something, use a Tums to nullify the acids as quickly as you can. It's not the stomach acids that are causing you nausea. Your stomach can handle its own hydrochloric acid just fine. It's not a problem of your stomach acids. It's the liver acids and the gallbladder stuff that backs up into your stomach that gives you nausea. So just a little tip on health: if you ever feel nausea, it's a serious condition. You need to, those really toxic bile acids are in your stomach and they're getting into your bloodstream. So there are some things you can do. You can take some like charcoal powder. They make these charcoal capsules. Walmart sells them on their website. They seldom are in stock at the pharmacy. But emergency rooms have these charcoal capsules that you can take when you get poisoned. And that's one of the first things they do. Come on in. All right, I've got to get something out of here. And it's right behind where everything is. Oh, the little mixer?
Yeah.
The white thing. Here you go. You wouldn't believe that, the tiny space I have here, but it works, We got this really nice cabinet, and it has a little desk that pulls out, and so I've got that there, but we keep things in it too, so it has shelves in there. And then I got the microphone, and got my tuning forks kind of laid out here. Big screen over there. Chasing the Infinite. You're watching Joe Baker's Remedy Report. Chasing the Infinite. Today, talking about sciatic hip pain. And then I just set the camera down here, which seems to work out really well for what I'm doing. Yeah. So that's a little tour. Otherwise, things need some organization. But it's coming. It's coming. Take some water, and when you are getting this kind of sound therapy, it's a good idea to drink water. And we've got all kinds of there's all kinds of evidence to show that drinking water that's been structured, improves the growth of plants, helps people detox more, and all this kind of stuff. So, presidential water, I think.com is a place where you can get a device that you run your water through, and it doesn't have to use a blender or whatever. You could take some PVC pipe and put a bunch of marbles in it, and just the fact of that water moving around a spherical shape over and over and over again restructures the water. I'm a big believer in restructured water. We've had a guest on here from Presidential Water, and he talks about it a lot, and that's his business, and he sells them to big farms and stuff. Another thing you can do is magnetize the water as it's going through a pipe. Put a big magnet around it. I think I've done that where in a blender I put a magnet on the outside of the blender. The water doesn't seem to be attracted to magnetism, but it does have a slight effect on it, and it will kind of spin the molecule into alignment with the magnetic field. It just doesn't pull it to the source of the magnetism. What, Ari? Are you in my chat? Wait. I'm seeing him. His messages are showing up. So that's the last thing you want to do on the air is yawn, right? Put your audience to sleep. But that's kind of what I do. I get people so relaxed with the tuning forks that they sleep better. Usually. This might be kind of nice. We'll do a couple of these forks, 128 and 136. That's kind of an odd interval. Let's try something else. These two are meant to be together. I gotta think that's maybe a fourth. Well, there you go. I think that should be about it for today's show. I'm going to go take a look and see what Ari's talking about. There's always news about XRP cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all this stuff going on. If you don't have a little bag of XRP, I think it would be a good thing to have. Because I think it's just going to go through the roof. And, but we'll see. We will see. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you again later. Bye for now.